right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Black Tower podcast. I am one of your hosts here, Bijan Mahel. Andrew, that's my name. There we go.
Yeah, it is. I am another one of your hosts, Daniel. I'm not. Oh my God, we're a mess.
You're already moving into Josh's spot.
Yeah, and joined with us as a not sick person, but everybody else in his house is our Zoravan Mahale. Hi, I'm Josh. I'm the Zoravan Mahale, and my whole family's sick. Yeah, cool. Nice to have you here, Josh.
If Josh ever has to step away from the podcast, I hope you know we are definitely putting a wig on your hand, painting it, and giving it like a nicely trimmed beard.
Oh,
just
we're
to be
making
Josh.
a whole puppet. We're gonna fuck with the Leafcast so hard by just making a Josh puppet.
Wait, I thought that was actually
both
Josh.
be on screen at once, and
It's Josh from the ether. But yes, so we'll quickly get some plugs out of the way real quick. We have a website. It's blacktowerpod.com. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nifty. Josh did all the work with his wife to put it together. Yeah, if you're unfortunately one of the people that for whatever reason hasn't been in a Discord and you can't seem to find the Discord invite link, you can go to blacktowerpod.com and there's a button that says Discord. And you can join the Discord where you can take part in all the normal tainty whatever discussions. And it's also where we do the live recording for patrons, where there's also a link for that on the website. And there's also links for our merch through New Creations by Jen, which we'll talk more about later, and also our shop on Spreadshirt. All those links can also be found down below in the video description or show notes, whichever one you're watching or listening to, or both. Click them all twice. Confuse the metrics. Do your thing.
Also, just real quick, because we actually got this question this week about our Discord, and I do want to be clear about something. There are entire swaths of our Discord that are spoiler free. So if you have not actually finished all of the books, that is totally fine. Please still come join our Discord. Enjoy having fun. They are clearly labeled as things that are spoilered and things that are spoiler free. So you can enjoy those parts of our Discord that are only for people who haven't finished the books yet and don't want to know about anything that happens later, as well as once you've finished the entire series, you can go ahead and go into those spoilered areas, talk all the theories, talk all the everything that you want to do without worrying about spoiling anybody that hasn't gotten that far. So come on down even if you haven't finished the books, because there is still a section for you.
Yeah, because now I've finally decided to clearly label the common room as spoiler free. I thought it was inferred by the fact you have a common room and then spoiler common room. But it also was never a problem because we might have like the first time reader in Discord now. I don't know. If you're the first, congratulations on being the first floaty. Congrats. Yeah. So less about Josh, more about Josh's wife.
Indeed.
Daniel has the scoop on Josh's wife and her business.
She is a lovely human being. She has a shop. It is called the Rock Shop, regularly by them. But to find it on the internet, you either go to at the Crystal Barista, that is barista like a Starbucks employee, on Twitter and Instagram, or you can find her on Facebook at facebook.com/rockpick, and that is pick like pickaxe, not like picture.
Make sure you search for Crystal, like Crystal Meth, or Crystal, your favorite dancer down at the club. And then
some crystals start with a K, though. You want to make sure that it's the C. The C.
Well, they're not their favorite because they don't know how to spell. They should at least be able to spell.
Man, that paying for college really isn't working out, is it? Crystal with a K.
Is that your bar for your favorite stripper? Is the spelling abilities?
That's the only bar. That's the only metric I have to measure.
You have to have a bar. I mean, the standard.
But you're also in a strip club, so maybe not set the bar too high. Let's be fair here. They work hard and they deserve love too.
They do. They absolutely do.
Goodness.
But go on over to the Crystal Barista or Rock Pick and get yourself whatever it is that you like. There are a bunch of things that are just pretty things. There are some things that are cool like fossils. There are some things that are very much based in energies and crystal healings and things like that. So if that is something that is important to you, they have that as well. And if you're not 100% sure what you're looking for, but you just want to get involved, go ahead and get yourself a subscription box. Make Josh work really, really hard for the first 5 days of every month, getting out subscription boxes for everybody, because it's awesome. And she's a sponsor, and we have cool gathering madnesses because people buy rocks. It's great.
Yeah, that they do. All right. So without further ado, you've already heard them a little bit, but we were going to have a 6-pack today before Josh had to clutch or kick the round of sickness in his house. So we're down to a 5-pack. Somebody stole a beer and we're getting our money back from the store. But it's really good beer though. Like half of the pack is really good. The other half, like I have every week. So
Wow. Rude.
But we have some fantastic guests. Your favorite twats on the internet. It is, of course, the tWoTcast. I almost said ladies and gentlemen. Introduce yourself.
It works.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys argue over who's what.
Who's twat is actually what it's pronounced. I'm Jono. And Joe.
Oh, hey, Jono.
Oh, hey, Joe. And Tom.
Hey.
Yeah. Stay around, John. Are we doing our actual intro?
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Why not?
It sort of seemed like he was doing that, Tom. I agree.
Should have yelled, "We are
Wait, is this
podcast."
our
then.
show?
Why are we doing an intro? So we are tWoTcast, and that's it for the intro. We have been doing this dumb shit for 10 years plus. Somehow, I don't really understand why, how, whatever the fuck, but we've just been drinking, hanging out, and making a bad podcast for literally a fucking decade. And
Yeah, you can find us where you get podcasts. It's twat as in twat.
All right, guys. Well, as we all know here at the Black Tower podcast, not everything that is touched by the shadow is lost. And that is totally true for the great Blight.com. Now, Nablus and his team have done an amazing job of going ahead and putting this together, and it is possibly the greatest resource for those of us here in the Wheel of Time community. First off, you have this awesome homepage with posts from a bunch of your favorites. You can go and check out new things that you've never seen before, keep up to date on content creators that you already follow, and just go ahead and dip as many of your toes or your entire foot as you want into all of the different things that are going on. Now, also here, there is probably the best list of content creators. There's YouTubers, podcasters, artists, musicians, just about everything you could want. And if you don't see your favorite content creator there, that's fine. There is an application included in the site to go ahead and make sure that your favorite content creator is part of it. Just encourage them to fill out the application, and Nablus will be in touch. Now, after you've gone ahead and checked that out, you're going to want to pop over to the ever-expanding library here at the Great Blight, because it is something particularly special. Now, I don't know how many times I've gone ahead and joined a fandom only to find out halfway through my first read, looking up a character, that they die in the second to last book, which sucks. It always is very disappointing when you can't look up anything interesting about what you've read for fear of things that you haven't read yet. But they've fixed the problem over at thegreatblight.com. It is a spoiler-free wiki. That's right. That means that if you've only read up to Path of Daggers and you really want to find out what in the world you missed about Egwene because there's something you just don't understand, or if you want to get more information about Rand because you think he's super cool, you don't need to read past Path of Daggers, and it's not going to ruin you on a Memory of Light before you've gotten there. You'll know exactly where to stop. You'll know exactly where you are. And once you're done with that, make sure that you go ahead and help the site out, the content creators out, everything like that, with the beta nature of it. Up here at the top, you're going to see a problem, have a suggestion button. That is specifically for if you have any issues with the site or if you have any feedback. It's only something that we can make better with feedback and with help from the community. So come on down, check it out. Grab a couple of our videos or grab a couple of our podcasts, and we'd love to see you there. I'm pretty sure the showrunners actually came down from Amazon and told us that it was tWoTcast. That we've actually been pronouncing it wrong the entire time. It's Lon, not Lan, and it's tWoT, not Fly.
Yeah, because the showrunners know.
Yeah.
I mean,
They were there.
They know what they're talking about.
They were there at the start.
Here first, showrunners or tWoTcast? Showrunners or tWoTcast? Whoa, sounds like tWoTcast. Literally, 8 years, something like that. Yeah. So,
just see you like flicking Rafe in the forehead, like, "Hey, respect your elders."
Yeah,
We know what we're doing.
they're hardly authorities.
It's funny
We're
because
authorities, Tom.
I can see Jono walking up to Rafe and like flicking him on the forehead and being like, "Hey, we've been doing this for a decade. You barely got started in this 3 years
You
ago."
didn't even-
And then Sarah
you don't even know what
Nakamura
you're
walking
doing.
up to Jono and flicking him in the forehead and being like, "I've been doing this for 2 decades."
hey, I've known you for what, a dozen years, something like that. So, odds are she will probably flick me in the forehead, but that's all right.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm not upset.
Hey,
with you.
I would be honored to get flicked in the forehead by Sarah Nakamura. She knows what she's doing and she knows what she's talking about.
She
I would
wouldn't
learn
dare.
from the master.
I've
All
had
right.
cartwheels in front of my singing.
Ooh,
That's a true story
Ooh.
right there.
that's real shit right there.
Nice.
Remember, Joe, your wife and I were singing No Heart,
Yeah, that's right.
I Broke My Life at karaoke, and she
Yeah,
and
okay.
were doing cartwheels past us while we sang.
That's true. They were. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that was
Nice.
like on 6, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. That's happened so many times.
It's a common occurrence.
Are you talking about the third time it happened or the first?
Yeah. are you talking
Anytime
about
you
the third
sing,
time or
Sarah
the
pops
fourth?
up. Every time you go to get in the shower, Alan's there. Your scotch keeps going
That's-
missing.
That's,
Oh wait, no, your gin. Sorry, your gin keeps going missing.
Your gin, yes.
Yeah. All right. So before
Speaking
we
of
reveal the topic, we are going to play a spoiler warning from someone who probably consumes gin. I don't know, but he is a culinary expert, so I would imagine. But here you go. Your spoiler warning.
Sexiest chef in Malkia.
Yeah,
Give it
from
to
him.
us.
Here you go.
Because he consumed.
Welcome to the Black Tower. This is your spoiler condom. If you have not read the complete works of Robert Jordan, The Wheel of Time, books 1 to 14, and also New Spring, big bad book of white art, and a companion, you are at risk of being spoiled. Spoilers come with side effects. These side effects may include headache, nausea, vomiting, death, dizziness, vaginal or penile eruptions and ejaculations, dysentery, cardiac arrhythmia, mild heart explosions, varicose veins, darkened stool, darkened souls, more vomiting, arthritis, hemorrhoids or diabetes, virginity, mild discomfort, vampirism or werewolfism, gender inequality for the whole planet, spontaneous dental hydroplosion, sugar highs, even more vomiting, or maybe just a mild rash. If you cannot deal with these side effects, please leave now for fear of spoilers. You have been warned.
Yeah.
So I thought,
Spoiler warning.
Is long.
yeah,
It is a lot.
it was amazing though.
Yeah. There you go.
it reminds
loved
me of
it.
the fact that we need to really work on our shit. You know,
Mm.
we can't even get our own intro right. We've been doing it literally 200 times. We should probably do something. At one point, Joe, we actually had a good study. No, not the study map, but like watch out for your for Lawrence Fanny coming through. We had that guy doing some overlay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about ass. So that's nice.
Forgot about that.
Or pussy if you're in England. So you know, there's that. You know, again, everywhere.
Speaking of not doing things right, one last announcement because we got to say thanks. Thank you so much to our new Patreon supporter, Brandon. Thank you so much for your support. Welcome to the ranks of the dedicated in the Black Tower. And if Daniel will let you, you can listen to the live recordings. It's up to Daniel. Yeah, it's not my choice.
Joe asked me to ask you a quick admin question. Because obviously this guy joined just to listen to us, do we get a cut of that money?
Yeah,
he
we
actually
can.
Joined multiple weeks ago, so
In
In
preparation,
anticipation.
Daniel.
Because you advertised it.
Daniel
you
gave
know
him a
what?
peek at our calendar.
I will send you a check for all of the money that you are entitled to.
What does that give me? What is that movie?
Right.
Fun with Dick and Jane vibes. Like, here's a check for you for exactly how much I think you're worth. It's like $7,000.
Oh man, that is real quick
yeah.
before we actually
I'll take
get
$7,000.
into our topic. That is one of the funniest. I don't remember what show it was, but there was a show that did that. Oh, it was Modern Family, where the two women were fighting, and the one woman is like, "Oh, can you do this thing for me?" And so she did, and then Sofia Vergara was like, "Oh yeah, you can just pay me whatever you think the job was worth." And then the other woman is like, "Oh God, no, don't do that. Now I have to like make a decision. And if I do too low, then you'll be offended. And if I do too high, then you'll probably be offended." So then she gives her a check and she's like, "Here's a blank check. Just write in how much you think the job was worth." And then Sofia Vergara is like, "This motherfucker."
So there's a subtext
reversed
there.
it.
It's not good at math.
Welcome to Modern Family Cast.
Ooh. I mean, Sofia Vergara is probably not that good at math.
Well, yeah, because again, what'd you say, Joe? Women aren't good at math? God, you're sexist. But that's a good
I think
point.
that was me, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I would say.
But anyway, we're not talking about women or math tonight because
Yeah, we might be talking about women.
might be
Actually, we
talking
definitely
about
are
women.
going to be talking
we're
about
probably
women.
going to be talking about
I'll be
women.
talking about
Probably
math.
not math. But then again, I mean, Tom over here seems like the kind of person who would bring math into it anyway, and that's okay.
Hello, everyone. Everyone loves merchandise, whatever it's about. It's people love to get it for whatever reason, for holidays, for birthdays, for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa presents, whatever kind of thing. Why not give you another place to where you can go and get some awesome merch? Popular for all kinds of different reasons, this is New Creations by Jen. It's an amazing shop where you can find all sorts of Wheel of Time inspired merch. It's also the only place where you can go and join the Frosty Mug Society. To give an example, our own Black Tower podcast, Frosty Mug, is a part of the Frosty Mug Society. Now, there are a total of 6 as of the time that I'm talking now. Frosty Mugs in the Frosty Mug Society on New Creations by Jen. And those span several different content creators from the Wheel of Time content creator community. You can go and get the Black Tower podcast one, Malkir Talks, Talk Around Riyadh, the Will Reads, the Will Weaves, and of course, Weekly Will News. All 6 of those content creators, again, including us, have Frosty mugs, and they all look super dope. Jen does an amazing job. So make sure you go and get one and join the Frosty Mug Society. Beyond the mugs, there are the Frosty mugs. There are regular mugs that you can get. There are t-shirts that you can get with all kinds of different designs on them that are inspired or by the content creator platform suggestions they've sent in, or just overall Wheel of Time inspired items. You can find menswear, ladies wear, unisex wear, hats, all kinds of really dope stuff. Now, if you don't want to just get content creator based stuff and you want more just Wheel of Time inspired stuff, make sure you check out Weekly Will News's section of New Creations by Jen, and that's where you can find all things from Gator Shufas to Out There Forums tees to dice cups and die to coasters to just everything that we have seen Rob with Weekly Will News put out over forever. And you can find it here under the Weekly Will News on New Creations by Jen. This is an epic site that is only overshadowed by how epic the items and the owners are. Again, Rob and Jen put in a ton of work. They work really well together and really well with the creators that want to be a part of this. So it's fantastic. So make sure you head on over to newcreationsbyjen.com and get yourself your very own Black Tower Podcast Frosty mug. And while you're there, make sure you pick up anything from the vast assortment of Wheel of Time inspired merchandise.
But we are talking about alcoholism and how it's a scourge on our country, on the world, and the Wheel of Time.
So the Black Tower Podcast now has an opening for another host. We will not tolerate blasphemy.
I'm just kidding. We are sort of talking about alcoholism, and not about it being a scourge. We're talking about it being humorous.
This would have been the shittiest way to get tricked into an intervention.
It's a really shitty long con.
All of the
Black Tower Podcast was like, we've been trying to get you on the podcast ever since that charity marathon you guys did. And it's all just a really long build up to be like, you drink too much.
All of a sudden the screen populates with all of our friends and family.
It would also be wildly humorous if we were the ones to set up the intervention. Because we also have problems. There would be a lot of hypocrisy. Just
my glass isn't empty. I don't have a fucking problem.
Are you not allowed to be part of an intervention if you drink?
Yeah.
Oh, you just have to be self-aware that
you're not allowed to set one up if you have just as much of a problem as the person.
You can show up, but you can't organize.
You can show up, but you can't be an organizer.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
Sounds about right.
I didn't know these rules.
I mean that just seems right. I don't think it's written anywhere, but it feels like you shouldn't be.
So, I'm going to start a side business. Running interventions.
I mean, I feel
as
like
I kill my drink and open another.
Successful, right? All right. So
what's the actual
of alcoholism, speaking of ale, speaking of hold my beer.
Yeah, we're talking about drunken moments in the Wheel of Time. Or moments that seem like they should have been drunken moments if they weren't, and unreliable narrators just left it out.
Right.
So, I mean, do we want to hit like the obvious one that everybody knows and everybody always talks about when they talk about how funny being drunk can be? Well, there's two of the most obvious ones.
Yeah, I was gonna...
So, do we want to talk about Elaine and her tugging habits first, or do we want to talk about Brigitte and her need to forget and not feel what other people are feeling first? Those are the two obvious.
Are we doing Daddy Tom, or are we doing Veins of Gold?
Yeah.
She really did. I mean, the one where she almost has sex with someone that she like seems to think might actually be her dad or something. That's pretty fucked up.
That's pretty normal.
It's like the opposite of Oedipus syndrome.
Is there a term for that? I don't know.
There is. Hold on.
There's this great post that's like Freud talking about like the wanting to have sex with your mother, and it's called Oedipal syndrome, and then it's Oedipus who literally stabbed his own eyes out and ran off a cliff because he found out that he had sex with his mom, and he's like, you call it the what?
It's called the Electra complex. The Electra complex is the counterpart.
Is that the mother side?
Yeah, so it's when it refers to, it's the female counterpart of the Oedipus complex. It's the Electra complex.
I mean, like, it's her kid.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. Okay.
Okay, it's not a perfect match, but just like Tinder, nothing ever is.
If we ever thought there was a possibility that Elaine was Tom's daughter, and that might be the strongest evidence, that scene, for it, because he does like to fuck young girls, and she was ready for it.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's true.
I agree with you, and like I can definitely see it being taken.
Oh,
in that
here comes the butt.
At the same time, there's always a but. I put butts into too many things, but there is definitely a situation where like I have never actually dated a girl with a kid.
You should have just left it at that. Just never actually did it.
There is still this like very much sort of like camaraderie, like not camaraderie, that's caretaker kind of thing that you get when you're like hanging out with a kid, even when it's not actually yours. that would feel super wrong about like them then coming to you and being like, no, but like, can we go back and do the thing? And you just, no.
I'm enjoying your serious moral rebuttal to that.
Tom is kind of like, Tom is like stepdad, and if Pornhub is any guide to go off of, that's a very popular category.
I
so
mean,
Tom's wife is how much younger? Tom, you have to take yourself off mute.
Well, hold, I have a train coming by, so when I mute,
oh yeah,
you just got to let it go.
Oh, okay.
My wife is 27 years younger than me.
Oh wow.
No,
I'm 27 years old.
So she's 13. What?
That's a compliment to Tom. He's
4.
older than that, but that's good.
Oh wow. Okay, sorry. I was told you hit 40 at some point, so I was giving you the benefit of the
yeah, that's the best you can do. Hey, by the way, real quick, this is math.
Oh no! I said no.
He did it.
I did it. I ruined it. I'm so sorry.
So simple. All you had to literally do was not do
Is
something.
everyone on the same page that Elaine is trying to fuck Tom in those scenes?
Oh,
It's.
like, there's no fucking doubt, right? There's like,
Well,
I don't know. I have doubt.
I said it as a joke. I think it's at least big. You know, it's possible. If you want it to be that, it can. I don't know if it really is.
it's definitely.
again, I think it's interesting because to me in that scene, Elaine is doing that thing where, again, she knows him, but doesn't know from where.
Yeah.
She automatically, in some ways, feels safe around him because of the familiarness that she has of the thing that she can't actually remember.
Right.
And if we're being honest, I don't want to be stereotypical, but like safety is a huge thing to a particular gender.
Yeah.
And so that is like, I mean, safety is a huge thing to everybody, but it seems to be even more so for some. And so like that already being true is just like a huge step up that sort of Tom has over everybody else. And so I feel like she's just getting drunk and leaning into that and doesn't know where it's going to go and doesn't necessarily have designs on where it's going to go. She's just trying to figure it out. And it's definitely drunk Elaine. So it's like going in the direction of, I'm out in the world now. Rand's not here. I'm trying to be adventurous. I'm trying to figure you out.
She's kind of trying to forget about Rand too, because she hasn't heard a response, and he should have responded by now.
Yeah, and
I mean, I think you can also make a fair argument that while she's drunk with Tom,
I'm kind of on
she's
Daniel's page on that one. That's kind of, I never really got. I'm not saying that can't be there and isn't not supposed to not be there or anything like that, but like I didn't really take that away from that when I read those scenes.
I mean, it could also be her.
Like Elaine was trying to.
Tom shuts it down.
I thought she
so
was like
quickly.
trying to figure out what was going on in her brain and couldn't like get there.
I mean, it could also be that she's like subconsciously reverting back to how she acted with
like
him as a child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he's seeing that it could very easily appear something else that because of her age, it's not appropriate. And he's shutting it down.
What she was doing.
Oh yeah, because he's fucking sober at least
like,
mostly.
Whoa, you sit over there, you know, like he.
Whoa! Quit tugging on my mustaches. You're turning me on. Stop.
Yeah.
You weirdo.
Is that what we're calling it these days?
Yeah. Don't kink shame Tom.
To Tom's point, there's a lot of weird latent stepdad porn, right? Like, I saw you, like, I think at one point she actually said that, like, you turned mom, like, mom sat on your knee kind of thing, which is a kind of, like, she wanted to sit on his knee, almost like mother or father-daughter / father fucker.
Mom told me to be like her.
Yeah, you know, why not?
And now that she's dead, I should just take her place. I mean, in every way possible.
Turns out that she's not dead later, and you're like, and she's like, damn it.
She just got dick down so good she had to go hide with white cloaks.
Just snowballs it back to her mom and says, "This was for you," and leaves.
Oh God.
She also almost banged Tom, who she thought might be her dad, and then she got married and had sex with somebody that she thought might be her cousin. She's got a lot going on.
Yeah,
she does, but she's also royalty, so we all know.
Yeah, they all do that. That's super normal to them.
Super normal.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as long as it's not your actual brother, then you go into Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I can't marry
not
a cousin.
doing that.
Second cousin, okay, that's fine.
I'm Rudy Giuliani. Second cousin's okay.
I'm just glad this joke led to so many serious conversations.
Right?
Yeah. Funny because this same scene is whenever Tom finally tells her, like, no, I used to be the court bard in Camelin. And Elaine's like, yeah, and you used to fuck my mom. And Tom's like, yeah.
I wasn't going to say that part, but that's correct.
I can't remember. She actually remembers the whole thing and pretends she doesn't, or she only like partially remembers this conversation the next morning.
She was drunk. Like all good memories, it was about sex in her life. It only became obvious when she was drunk and she started pulling out his mustache. She's like, Mom used to do this to you, and he just sat there like, yeah.
Like a Confucius saying,
she used to do it to him when she was a kid.
It's like a Confucius saying, you can only see clearly when everything is blurry.
That could be. I like that.
But she kind of like pokes at Tom too, because she's like, oh, I knew about Gareth Bryn and you, and now there's Lord Gerbil. So
is my mom a whore? And he her.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's my favorite part.
Three guys in like 20 years isn't really that big of a deal, right?
Well,
she literally says, like, what makes her different from Bear Lane, tripping every man who catches her eye into her bed. And Tom was like, motherfucker.
Which
is funny because in that yeah, which is funny because in that instance he is the motherfucker.
Her list is 3, just sluts.
Well, I also love how just this is ever so slightly
Walking around showing your ankles to every Tom, another Tom.
Oh, that's me.
I also love the idea that like we find out later that Berlane only has like gotten 3 men in her bed as well. And so it's like it's not like her mom and Berlane are the same. So her statement is totally true. It's just not what she meant at all.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Because Berlane's the one that like
Berlane's like flirtation with like actually following through and like rumor and
she's all talk and no walk, whereas Morgaze is no talk and all walk.
Yeah. And it evens out.
Yeah. If they pulled like a DBZ fusion, like, do you think they just wouldn't do any of it, or they would do all of it?
All of it.
More Elaine. Wait.
Yeah.
No.
Gogeta.
I'm really enjoying watching you try to puzzle it out.
It's Gogeta. It's okay.
It's Gogeta.
Yeah.
So there's that one. Yeah, because she actually drank it. There's also a time where Brigitte gets super drunk and Elaine is like, "Ooh."
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Why is the room spinning? Somebody put something in my pudding.
Well, and I love that scene.
Are you doing a Bill Cosby?
Yeah, it's from Epic Rap Battles of History, man.
She fucks with Nynaeve in that scene so hard when Brigitte's drunk and she's just feeling like the through the water bond drunkenness. And it's hilarious because like Nynaeve is so prudish and she's just like, ha, you're naked now. Ha, you're somebody else. Ha, mask and mirrors. And it's just like Nynaeve's like, I will kill you.
Just shoves her face in a pitcher of water.
That's exactly what happens. Yes. It reminds me of the scene
where Brigitte gets drunk and it makes Elaine vicariously drunk, right? Ebudar?
Yeah.
In
Ebudar, yeah.
Because this is Crown of Swords, chapter 21.
Yeah, okay.
And then Brigitte comes back after getting super drunk with Matt, and Matt tells her all the stories.
Yeah.
You bitches need to apologize to Matt right now.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's fantastic.
Tries to drown her in the fucking water in book 4, I believe, when Elaine just gets drunk right after trying to fuck Tom.
Yes.
In this case, like now all of a sudden, like it's such a. I love this scene because it makes you question every fucking thing that happens between the Waters and the Aes Sedai. Like, if a Water gets a blowjob, can Aes Sedai come? Like, and like
probably
just like so much, just like wow. I'll tell you what, Robert Jordan. Like,
depends on how fast that water gets off.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Whoa! I was told that the water bond gives you superhuman stamina.
Stamina.
What? Stamina.
Stamina.
Yeah.
Chrysanthemums. But yeah,
because this is whenever
lasts plenty of time.
because this is like whenever Elaine, not drunk but drunk Elaine, basically like reveals to Tom and Julian how they've been sneaking out of the palace without them noticing.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're just mask of mirrors the whole time. It's like they can channel. What did you think they were doing? Like, Tom, you've been around a bunch of them. For Christ's sake, like, they killed your nephew. You've been studying them. Yeah, there you go. There's a sad note.
Talk about joke turning into serious topic.
Yeah, but it's funny because like Tom and Julian, they're just playing stones. They're talking to like Nynaeve and Avienda about like local politics, and Elaine out of nowhere just like, I must dance.
I mean, it's on topic. His nephew getting killed makes Tom get pretty drunk.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Fair point.
And what is it? Diana?
Oh, yeah, he drinks. A solid.
Her getting
drink,
capped, yeah.
like 6 months drunk.
We're
off
getting
that.
capped.
Yeah. Just fucking straight up capped.
Those two dudes in Karen were just like,
Wait, they had guns.
Break yourself,
"Look at
fool.
this magical instrument."
She got straight murked, fool.
Yeah.
No
Called a
idea.
dragon's tooth.
And then when Matt finally sees him again in Tarvalon, finds him drunk off his ass.
Yeah.
It's good that he gets through all of that before Moraine bonds him.
I disagree. I would have loved to see what drunk Moraine had to say.
Yeah, I want to see Moraine loosen up a little bit. She needs to,
There was never going to be a
serious.
scene of that. There was never going to be a scene of that. Happens after, at their celebration of winning Tarman Gaiden, Tom and Moraine get super plastered.
What happens if they get drunk at the same together?
Like, they die? Is that what you just said, Tom?
Does it double back on itself?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh God.
there's also the fact that it can enhance emotions too.
Because I was thinking of when Elaine
Maximum overdrunk.
later, and Min goes and gets drunk with Brigitte because she's like, I know how to get rid of this feeling. Come with me. With
Why
Min.
do you think Elaine and Rand have sex 3 times? They were only going to do it once, but then Birgitta got rip-roaring drunk, and Elaine was like,
That's what I'm saying. And
No,
so
it's all a facade.
Super shit
It's
thing.
all a facade. They didn't even really. They got one good round out, and then because of the bond, like Rand just got major whiskey dick, and they just sat there like playing stones or something on the bed.
Well, would it be the opposite, right? Like let's say like you and I are bonded, Andrew. You and I are bonded, right? Like we're
Sweet.
and I'm about to come. All of a sudden, you're about to come. I'm like, I come, you come, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that feels amazing. Next thing you know, we're both just coming over and over. We feel.
Wait a second.
Isn't that what Masana did to that one guy?
It's
Yeah.
exactly.
yes, he died because of it.
Yeah.
It's a good way to go.
It's a good
I
way
mean, I don't disagree with you at all.
to think about it. Unless,
I'm
Oh,
going
this
to
happened
cause
to
you
me.
so much pleasure you'll die. Well, all right.
unless you learn how to like obscure the fucking the bond, right? Like, what happens if Joe and I are bonded, which we are, and Joe starts getting just fucking wasted, and like I'm like working or something like that. Like I have to like hide the bond like to like stay sober, and as soon as I accidentally forget about it for a brief moment, all of a sudden I'm like, I can.
Yeah, it just smacks you in the face like a wall of drunk.
Oh shit!
Well, and
You're just walking and talking, and then suddenly you just fall completely over.
It's a fun way to get a DUI.
That
You get a
is-
breathalyzer.
that
He
is
blew
actually-
perfect zeros, but he's swerving all over the fucking place.
That's
It's
actually
actually
a
like a
good
drunk,
question.
crazy
Is how
person.
much does the mask actually do? Is it a situation where experienced Aes Sedai can actually fully, like, if their warder goes and gets super rip-roaring drunk,
I
can they
think
just
it can only go
totally
down so
mask
like they can only
the
vary it so low.
situation?
I feel like they can only get to 10%. I would say. Just
Right, like
throwing out
I
math.
can see that, but it's also a situation where like we had Elaine, or really we had Birgitta, who's not been a warrior that long, and Min and Avienda, who are now newly bonded people. And so like Elaine and Birgitta both kind of talk them through this like masking a little bit, but they've never done it before.
Right.
But like, how much of it was just ineptitude of them not being able to do anything about it, and how much of it is no, it just can't be masked that much. Like,
You know what works so much better than your silly Aes Sedai tricks, and we'll get back at them? The bar.
alcohol. Yeah,
Which feels like that's so many people's thoughts when they go to the bar. Like, they really pissed me off. You know how I'm going to get back at my wife or husband? I'm going to go get fucked up.
alcohol.
I I mean, that's what I do. I'm Irish.
Hey.
And then you wake up in the middle of the field, strange pampers on your head.
Joe, are you also Irish?
Strange Pampers?
Yep.
Well, I mean, we are brothers.
Oh, are you? So I feel like we should always just put like, I don't know, $100 down. I don't know what going rate is. And just have Alan just like on standby for when we need to call him. Just like, Alan, tell us about this. Because like
Want me to call him?
Alan or Mancha.
Do it right now.
Yeah.
Don't actually do that right
I mean,
I was already hitting send.
now. Oh,
It's 9:08.
on a Saturday.
He's probably he's probably awake.
He's like 3 glasses of gin in the shower. He's fine.
But it's tile. Be careful. We can't walk too
Okay, so now we've talked about sort of the two
elephants in the room.
Yeah, the two elephants in the room, if you will.
Yeah.
I wanna hear from you guys, sort of not necessarily your favorite ones, not necessarily your least favorite ones, whatever. But what are the ones that just sort of stand out to you as sort of not necessarily good or bad representations, but just like real moments?
And by those ones, you mean times when they are drunk in the series?
Not yet, sure. I mean, obviously they have to be drunk to sort of warrant being in this list at all. But sort of just like good, realistic representations of drunk people.
Yeah. Let's do when they're actually drunk, and then we'll do like moments that really seem like hold my beer moments. Like not because they're badass or cool, but because they're like, that's drunk stupid.
I like the time that Rand apologizes to the Maidens of the Spear and the Waste. I think it's in book 5.
4. It's 4.
It's got to be in 5 because it's after he's already captured Rodian.
Oh, 4 is when he doesn't he have to drink with them a lot in 4 too. When
that's to be like accepted by them.
Yeah, he has to do
To
that
be
a lot
like
with
their
them.
child.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Does he drink during that?
oh, they keep giving him little thimbles full of whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Of
by the way,
Usquai.
is I love many a thing, but Usquai seems a little bit just call it whiskey. It's fine.
It's moonshine.
Yeah, I feel like it's
more
moonshine.
It's moonshine.
But it's made from corn, which was originally like it's just kind of just call it what it's trying to go for here.
Are you questioning the eternal words of our Lord and Savior, Robert Jordan? How dare you?
Eternal if we rewrite them. But anyway, yes.
I mean,
It's whiskey.
Anyway, so like, I just love the fact that he keeps having like this little thimbleful and he's just like, whoa. And just keeps doing it over and over while he's trying to like, here's 2 apologies as like 100 fucking women come by. And he has the daintiest sips of what's pretty much 40% fucking alcohol by volume. And then is shit hammered and they tickle him into bed. Which, if I had $1, I'd be very poor. For every time there's 40 women tickle you into bed and just like, just kind of like, oh my lord, or chief of chiefs, and then just like put him in bed.
Chief of chiefs.
I think
and then they snuggle him in.
Yeah.
They just like fold in his sheets all
Yeah.
around.
Sadness. Jono, your Discord broke.
Go to bed.
My Discord broke.
Yeah, they can't hear you in Discord.
Oh, they never could.
No.
Jono's mic isn't great. I already apologized for him.
Yeah, you could try leaving and rejoining the voice chat if you want, and if it doesn't fix it.
I found that scene to be super unrealistic because I've done a power hour before with just like shots of beer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically a power hour with shots of whiskey. You would fucking die.
I mean, they're not like shots,
mean,
though.
Well, even a half shot of whiskey.
Even sake shots. Have you
every
seen
minute
people
for an hour? Do you know what?
You seen people do that
That's
shit with
true.
like just drink sake, like even like 15 sake shots in like an hour.
I mean, soy
Maybe he could just like
Not
grab the
soy
one
shot.
hour and it would burn it.
That's what happened. They actually didn't tell you it was in a sweat tent. So he was
Yeah.
actually doing a thimble of Usquai and then sweating it out
Yeah,
immediately.
just sweating it out right away.
Let's double this dehydration.
He was just peeing out of his leg, down his leg, without even realizing it.
He
The
just
entire
pissing
time.
the whole time
What do you think was
That's why they
creating the
sucked him in.
steam?
and changed his diaper.
That's why he
That's where the
woke up
strange
in the middle
Pampers
of
came from.
nowhere with a strange pamper.
Yeah.
I think I think the most accurate. Was that your question? I don't know. I think the most accurate description, or what I associate with drinking, is the Matt Brigitte drinking scene, and when they like get drunk and they tell each other stories all that. That's like straight. Like, how many of us have done that? All of us. But I mean, also that's the whole basis of this podcast. So I mean, like, to me, that just sings home to me. Like, that makes the most sense.
We drink and we know things.
Yeah. We drink and we ramble and talk for like hours on, and then you're like, it's 2 a.m. All right, well, let's get going.
Right.
So I just love that scene for that accuracy. It's not necessarily that it's like, it just seems the most authentic, I would say, like in terms of like, this is what you do when you get drunk. I mean, Matt talks about doing that a lot, but you don't actually see it.
True.
Him and Talman a little bit.
Dude, him and Talmanes get drunk all the time.
Yes,
especially
like, you don't really like
every single time. I'm pretty sure that Matt is actually required by the Band of the Red Hand to take at least a shot, if not an entire pint, every time he says, "I'm not a bloody lord."
Yeah.
Can you imagine just being in the Band of the Red Hand and just being like, "Oh, he said it again!"
Or maybe that's the drinking game for them. They're all taking shots. Like every time he said, they're like, all right, let's go into battle. We're all good. We're ready.
It's not lunk. It's not lunk. It's not luck. It's drunken master technique.
I mean, the best.
Not lunk.
Honestly, in terms of the hold my beer stuff, I mean, I know we're going to circle back to that, but like that's every time Matt does anything heroic, I feel like, because he's such a reluctant hero, it always seems like a whole like, all right, hold on, I got to go do something real quick. Well, and then he's just like fucking up, and then somehow it comes out amazing.
I don't know. I feel like that's almost the opposite of a hold my beer situation, because like the typical hold my beer situation is, I'm gonna get this done here, hold my beer.
But then
going into it with a huge amount of confidence. But Matt is like constantly like, he just got his beer, he has taken a sip out of it, and then he's like,
and then he's like, oh, I'll be back.
Can
I just have one drink?
Elena, Egwene, and Nynaeve got into trouble again. All right, hold my beer. Like,
that is something to talk about, because they drink beer and wine nonstop, like with every meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner,
like water,
and no one ever gets drunk.
Yeah, it's because it's mulled wine. It's just like the like biblical tradition of like drinking wine. It was all watered down because the water was safer. I mean, the wine was safer to drink than the water, because there was no like filtration kind of stuff. So I think it's a lot of the same reason there, that it's, I mean, because it's supposed to be kind of medieval time, and it's very popularized. Like kings and princes and other people, they all drank a bunch of wine. It was all mulled or spiced wine or whatever, to kind of cover up the bitter taste of wine, because they didn't know what the fuck flavoring was. So
you can mull wine a few different ways though. I mean, like the mulled wine I've had is not really relevant to this obviously, but you like take wine, some spices, and then you pour cognac and whiskey and a fuck ton of other things. It's like the same thing you're talking about.
That is not wine, sir. That is a cocktail.
I was gonna say that's actually part of the difference, is that the beer and the wine that they actually would drink, presumably, just based on this being a fantasy setting and a sort of medieval-esque or Renaissance-esque time period, we have wines that are like 6% alcohol, and up to like 10% alcohol, and we have beers that are between like 5 and 10% alcohol.
Wait, so the wine is stronger than the beer?
Well, it depends on what you're getting and where you're getting it from. But
so 6 to 10, so like a difference of 4%.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm just asking if we're doing math.
Yeah.
Get out.
But at that time, most
God, Shaitan, I will not tolerate your temptations.
Most of the wine and beer, again, it needed to be fermented, because it needed to get rid of those impurities and whatnot in the water, and it needed to be not pasteurized, because that wasn't a thing, but the processes by which you get beer and wine because again of the problem with the water. But again, the alcohol content wasn't important. And so it was actually usually very, very low alcohol content that you're drinking regularly, so you're building up a tolerance. And a situation where, like, again, if you sort of are drinking it all day, but you're not drinking like 6 cups of it in one sitting, then you're probably okay. All of that combined basically meant that everybody was like maybe a hair tipsy.
Just all the time.
All the time. But like even most people didn't even get to there, let alone like just being drunk all the time.
So every single scene, what you're saying is, to sum up, every single scene where they're randomly drinking wine, and not necessarily meaning that they're drunk. It just means like they're just sipping on something instead of water, because that's what they have.
Correct. Yeah.
I thought,
every time, like,
real quick break.
Or whatever. Oh.
Tech support for Jono.
All right.
Oh, okay.
BTP Discord. Are you in it? Like, are you looking at it?
Yeah, you were there a minute ago, John.
The logo looks like this.
I don't know how you left it.
Yeah.
Live recording.
Yeah, just click on the name live recordings and you should rejoin.
Live recording discussions.
No, just
no,
one right below it.
You're next to it, yeah.
Where you see all of our names and stuff.
Join.
There you go.
Boom! You're back in. Great.
And then I make sure that noise suppression off.
Actually, it should still keep your settings, so you're actually good already.
Did you turn your mic all the way down?
And then can I just turn my phone off?
Okay.
I
think you can.
If the screen is dark, yeah. But your voice isn't coming through it right now anyway.
Is that good right now?
No, your voice isn't coming through it. Did you turn down the slider for the microphone?
I don't know what I did, but I tell you what I didn't do. A lot of things wrong. Better?
I don't know, say something.
Hello.
Nope, still not coming through on Discord.
Hello.
Okay, so real quick, actually go ahead and go down to the gear that's down at the bottom.
I feel so
where
bad
there's
for people who want to listen to me.
Oh, dude, you're good.
It's okay. So you see that the microphone, headphones gear?
Yeah.
Press the gear.
Yep.
Go to voice and video again.
Oh. So I swear my phone looks fucking different than what you guys are showing me. But I'm at voice and video, yeah.
Because you're on mobile.
Yeah, it's a slightly different thing because you're on mobile. But in there, do you still see the input volume and output volume?
Yeah.
Is input all the way up?
Sensitivity is all the way up, output's all the way down.
Sensitivity is all the way up.
Yeah.
Is there an input?
No, not on mobile.
Oh, okay.
Is your
Also,
input mode set to voice activity?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was just gonna say that. Huh? That's weird.
Hit the test. Right by sensitivity, hit the test my microphone button, and see if that shows. If the bar lights up like solid green, then your voice will be transmitting.
All right. There's no test my microphone button.
Really?
Does it say let's check?
No.
Huh,
It would be
weird.
like
Okay,
right.
you know what?
here.
I'm gonna hop onto mobile so that I can actually see what you're dealing with.
It would be like right there.
So what I've got here is that, which is obviously not helpful because it's backwards, just like my dick.
Sensitivity's up, and the one right below that says output, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
I think that's weird.
That is weird.
Tom, you having fun?
Yeah.
He looks like a little piece of something. Anyway, well, I'll just keep it on, I guess. I'll just keep trying to go for it. Am I good to go here as far as volume goes? And I'll just keep fucking around.
Yeah, I mean, you're good
we
as
can hear
far
you
as the
in Zoom just
recording.
fine for the
Still?
recording, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for the
still
recording,
happening?
you're golden.
But no, that's
No one can hear you on Discord live, but that just means that there are swaps.
Wait,
of
there you're
silence,
back.
which
I
are-
see your mic, and now you're deafened though.
Yeah, you're deafened and muted. Now
Just
you're
hit
just
the-
muted.
There you go. Yeah.
good.
Unmute your.
Now try to hit that same button you did to mute your mic again. and then say something.
Mute my mic. Which mute?
The little microphone icon. I'll say something.
Something.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
So close.
How is it like both mute? I want to be muted but not deafened. Yeah.
No,
No.
you don't want to be muted at all.
How about that? Better.
Now you're muted.
Now you're muted.
But
You'll know it's working because your name will pop up white like mine is. Do you see that?
how's that?
Except that's the problem is that it's not doing that even when he's not muted.
Weird.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out why it is that he's
Mute. Deafened. Which one do you want? You want me to be met?
Neither.
Just do
Neither.
neither.
How
Let's
about
do
now?
neither.
Nothing
you're still
changed.
Deafened and muted.
Now you're
about
just
muted?
muted. So hit the microphone. There you go.
okay.
All right. Now we're
But
gonna.
why is it not?
We're gonna give somebody else
why is it
control
not
of your
hearing him when he
screen.
talks? That's the problem.
That's weird.
Fucking fun. Am I good to go now?
Yeah.
I can
it-
again for the
gonna be-
recording on Zoom. You're fine. It's just
I
the,
honestly think that it's not gonna get better right now. So we're just gonna
Yeah,
we're
we'll press
whenever
on.
you're in the middle of talking, we're just gonna play the Benny Hill music for the
Wait a minute.
I
wanna
like
break
what
my-
Smack's doing. I like what Smack's doing. Since Smack's the only one listening right now, Smack's just like, I'm just been making up Jono as part of the conversation.
Yeah, there we go.
It is. Yeah. It's almost 9:30, so we're done with your audio problems.
yeah. Who cares, Jono?
We spent 30 minutes on this, Jono, and it's still
Huh.
fucked up.
Fuck me. All right. Well,
No,
No,
yeah,
it's
that much-
fine.
I don't
It's
have that
fine.
much more
As
time
stated-
before I start to get in trouble.
well, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Anyway, let's blame Tom. So, next thing, moving on, I would like to talk about the time that I forget when Elaine uses the red rocket dildo.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
She's drunk, right?
I don't remember.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
absolutely
Is she drunk or is the red rocket make her act like she's
She
drunk?
not like weirdly orgasmed?
That's different, Tom. Orgasm and alcohol are two
They
different.
also never talk about what she does when she goes into that common room.
Yes. Jeez. We don't call it a common room. That's called her vagina.
I'm pretty sure she got up on that table.
That is
and
what we
then
call Elaine's
danced
vagina.
And stripped, and then just, I mean, who knows how many people she had sex with.
That's what
before she
Elaine
went
calls
upstairs.
Morgaze's vagina to Tom when she gets drunk. She goes,
Oh.
how many people have been in her common room? At
Yeah.
least 3.
So the exact use of the rod is
That I know
unknown,
of.
but Elaine channels fire into it because that's what she thinks of when she holds it. And she falls unconscious. And then when she wakes up, she refuses to tell anybody what happened and has to fight to keep from rolling on the floor laughing. Evidence, including the shape and flexibility of the rod, seems to indicate that the steering umbrella is some sort of sexual aid.
Yeah, that's a Sibian for sure.
It's a pretty small Sibian.
I
Well,
mean,
that's
I mean, it's powered by the tower.
That's
you
true.
need-
All right, that's fair.
You
That's
need
fair.
your at-home Sibian, and then you need your portable travel Sibian. So
It's a grower, not a shower.
travel
Andrew.
Sibian.
I like all flavors, Tom.
It's a Sibian grill.
Now presenting the mobile Sibian for the O on the go.
It's,
Hey,
the,
there we go.
it's the human giant mobile sex toy that's used on that skit.
Yes, yes. Oh my
Holy
God.
shit, I didn't know anybody else in the world knew that show except us.
That's
Plenty
a
of
good
people do.
show.
Corn chowder, money. They're
They're
connected,
connected.
and they go back to each other very simply.
So another great event in alcohol. I mean, look, we could stay on this one. I've got shows worth of this. I think that we've been I think we brought this up with Harriet actually once on live maybe.
Oh.
We would
one-
never have done that.
Did she tell you all of the ones that she talked to or that she convinced Robert Jordan to put in?
Well, remember, every female character is based at least slightly on Harriet. And that is a direct quote from Robert Jordan.
I'm really
so our-
scared John is about to sexualize Harriet.
Technically, that's Robert Jordan.
Back.
Well, whoa. We don't sexualize Allison. Community. All right, never mind. I take it back. I take my community references back.
Oh, Annie.
Annie.
Oh, you're right. I was going with the actress.
The
It's
actor's
like-
name. The actor?
The actress.
The actor. Yeah, the actress.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan's president. Anyway.
So we have
I suppose Jackie Gleason's the Secretary of State, Tom.
we have asked if every female character is based on her, then what about this? And her response was pretty much just kind of like,
Yeah, she politely smiled and didn't
Yeah.
answer the question.
about it.
Which is an answer.
So,
That-
so does that mean that you were like, Harriet, does that mean that Elida's also based on you? And she was like, when Robert and I were fighting, yes. Very
Yes.
Oh,
much.
yeah, absolutely. Sure.
That's actually weirdly almost a direct quote, Daniel.
Yeah.
Well, I may or may not have watched the episode and just or listened to the episode and just pretended to not to.
But your fault if you had listened. You should not do that. That's pretty much
Yeah, just watch.
You guys are so self-deprecating. It's so good. I love it.
It's like the propagation of the podcast strategy is this whole like, if you don't forward this email, 7 years of bad luck. It's like, if you watch this, you'll get 7 years of bad luck. Definitely don't do it.
briefly we were the ring, right? Like if you do watch this show, you have to make someone else or you'll fucking die.
Right.
And guess what? Still at one listener. Someone just keeps turning off and killing you.
Yeah, that was a bad strategy up front that we thought.
Yep. Do you
That
at some
listener is
point
just
in
me making
the
sure that
episode,
I
you
deliver the
just
podcast
go,
correctly. No one actually listens to the show.
7 years.
7 years. You're not supposed to hear about it here. but-
I used to have hair down in mid chest. It's just me walking. No.
You
I
didn't
love the-
download yesterday's podcast.
If you watch the YouTube channel, Jono climbs out of the screen.
There was this great
Jesus Christ.
post where somebody does the whole ring thing, and it's the
Yeah.
7 days, and so they set up their television on the edge of a building, so that when she comes out of the thing, she just
Have you seen like the anime version where they intentionally get like a slightly smaller TV and like her
Oh,
waist
yeah.
gets stuck coming out?
She's just like, I can't.
God, these childbearing hips, fuck.
And of course, with that comes the one that added the panel where there's the guy behind her.
You know what? I was going to say
Help!
it,
I'm
and
stuck
I-
in the TV.
And I didn't think I should, so I did.
Oh no, step
I'm glad you did.
ghost
Yeah.
of Japanese horror woman. I don't know.
What are you
Right
doing, step demon?
So we're right on topic.
We are.
We
Actually,
are.
Tom,
It's good.
speaking of being,
I mean,
on
we're
topic,
talking about
Oh,
Watt,
shit.
and we're drinking, so this is a potentially drunken Watt moment. So
That's true.
That was
did
the-
you have a drunk moment, or an accurate depiction, or an apt depiction, or a realistic depiction?
from the
calling
Wheel
me-
of Time.
You're calling
From the
me
Wheel
out
of
for
Time.
this.
I'm not calling you out. If the answer is no, that's fine. I did ask you a question whether you had one, not
That's-
what.
You're one letter of your name away from getting your mustaches pulled, so you got to have something.
Tom Maryland being sad and getting drunk for like a year straight. I've done that.
I love
I
that.
like it.
And
You're right, Tom. Aside from the Matt and Brigitte chatting it up in a bar, getting drunk together, that one is pretty accurate too.
So the real
Just sad
question
and
is,
depressed for a year. Yeah.
who was your
Well, not
Matt?
necessarily sad and depressed, but my friend Chris Sykes, I don't think I'll care if I say his name. We got drunk for a year straight in Athens, Georgia.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that was very realistic to me.
I've been to
I-
Athens. Holy shit!
And who was your Matt that pulled you out of it?
Oh no.
No, just nobody. I'm still doing it.
I'm still doing it.
I'm still waiting for my
Yeah.
Matt.
And now that we finally reached step one of the intervention, we can actually
Yeah.
reveal the intervention.
And all of Tom's friends and family joined us.
Tom, I wasn't going to tell you, but Mom's here.
Oh,
She has some things to say to you.
The best part is when I look last text sent to Sykes, it's a picture of this.
It's a good picture.
Cool. Yeah. So now we can move on to the epic moments in the Watt story of the. We're going to do the successful hold my beer moments They don't necessarily. Actually, you know what? No, they don't even have to be successful. What are your favorite just hold my beer moments of someone just, again, that whole very confidently, very intentionally rushing into a situation, whether it turns out well for them or not.
While
it doesn't
drunk?
matter. It's just it doesn't need to be drunk. It's just these sort of like badass, like the hold my beer moments. I'm guessing that there are probably a couple of them that don't turn out well because they're drunk.
It's like when you see somebody do something and you're like, only somebody that is drunk would think that is a good fucking idea.
I feel like
Rand does that plenty of times, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like the part of one of the most amazing parts of book 8 to me is when Rand unknowingly really fucking nukes his own people, but also the Shanchan
Should have been drunk then.
Calendar. That's a fucking hold my beer, literal like
I got this, and then he just rips apart his own guys.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Literally followed by one of my favorite hold your beer moments where fucking Daddy Davram just knocks him out of his saddle. Literally, there is lightning coming down from everywhere, and you know who it is who is doing it, and he's just like, all right, fuck it, I'm going in and like bodies.
He didn't want to get struck by lightning. It's all right.
Why didn't Rand use that excuse like all the time when he did crazy shit?
He should have just gotten
like,
up after that.
I'm an
and
alcoholic.
Dusted himself off and be like, I was drunk.
It's not the madness. It's the Uzquai.
Yeah. Are you
Hold
talking
my
to somebody in
Uzquai.
your head? I'm an alcoholic. Like, just leave me alone.
That's the flaw in Calendar that we don't know. It's just blood alcohol.
No, see, that's actually
You start channeling through it, and you're just like, oh.
It's not glass. It's a frozen sword of vodka. You just hold it just
straight
seeping into your bloodstream.
No, every time Rand actually says, I'm the Dragon Reborn, everybody else is just like, hi, Rand. Because in World, if you say I'm the Dragon Reborn, it's just AA.
Either that.
Hi guys, I'm Rand and I'm the Dragon Reborn. Hi, Rand.
It's a huge intervention. Even before Rand, it's
channeling for 3 years.
Intervention.
Channeling for 3 years.
It's not a good thing. Like, oh, Dragon Reborn. Well, we should kill this guy real fast because he's gonna start a war.
Jono, book eight is the fight in the Topless Towers, right? With the
Topless Towers.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by
I think I've been to that club.
Towers, though.
Wasn't what I thought it was.
Isn't it when he fights?
Was Crystal working that night?
The
No,
Black
there actually
Tower
was no
dudes?
Crystal there, but there was a Chris.
Or is that book 7?
No. Book 8 is where he's fighting. It's the border between Alien and what's it called? Fuck. Altara.
Oh, Altara.
What's the fight with Deshiva and like they're in the is that 7?
Oh, that's even later. That's at the very end of. I think that's the very end of
Is
book
that
8.
7 or 8?
I think that's it.
Book 8.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So like them running,
Yeah, I think that's
running
it.
off and fighting those dudes, and then just explosions everywhere. That definitely feels like he should have been.
Right?
Or he probably was. Drunk.
Especially when
Yeah.
it starts with a giant explosion right where
Yeah.
he was, and he's just like, fuck
And then
it.
he's like, I'm gonna chase off after these guys all by myself and just blow some shit up.
And that's
Like it just seems like you're like, are you drunk right now? That's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Going to far Matting is fucking.
Right?
That would.
I
I'd
was
just be
literally-
like,
yeah.
I know it seems like a good idea because you're still
That's a
drunk from the night
literal-
before, but we're not going there to get bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches.
Dude, I like
That's a
that.
horrible plan.
It is kind of a literal hold my beer moment because he can't channel, and that is like that's literally like all right, cool, I'm just gonna get rid of this totally useful tool that I have, set it here on
Yeah.
the counter, and fucking leave, and then come back later for it when I leave.
He does so many weird ass things of like, to your point, he takes Calendor and just shoves it to the fucking Stone of Tyr. Just says,
Yeah.
Second most powerful item ever created for a man. Fuck off. I'll come back for you later, and didn't even really arm it well. Then he just says, I've created a fucking nation, well maybe not a nation, but an army of really strong channeling dudes. I'm worried I can't trust them all. I'm going back to somewhere where I can't hold them. Hold this there. He's just like,
Yeah.
you're not
I
really
don't
good.
need you, fancy sword. I've got little fat Buddha man.
Yeah. Little fat man.
And
with
he
the
has a
sword.
sword, so I'm doubling my power.
It's a tiny Chris Farley. You said
Oh my God! Please be a fat man in a little coat with a sword.
You said the stone of Tyr, and that just made me realize.
No, not Tommy Boy from Beverly
Like-
Hills Ninja.
Moments where people aren't drunk but they should be is anytime Matt is anywhere near fireworks. That's every redneck on the 4th of July.
Don't you? That was mine. I was gonna literally pull up like here's the scene to compare it to things we've all experienced. You're drinking with your buddies. Out of nowhere, one of your friends says, "I'm texting my ex." That is Matt sitting there pulling apart a firework, throwing bits in the fire to see what it does.
And
then when they just go in the bathroom and take a picture of their junk and send it to their ex, that's Matt just throwing the whole thing and hoping they escape and get whatever they want.
I mean, he's always either cutting them open or tying them all together to see what it'll do.
Yeah.
Are we talking about fireworks or are we talking about the Band of the Red Hands decks?
Talking about
Dicks,
penis.
the dicks.
Both?
All right, cool.
The dicks.
Great.
Actually, both combined.
Weird question.
How many dicks can a Lutra's fireworks blow off?
Matt.
Daniel, who read
Bad
the book?
idea, Matt.
It's the same.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Eludra blew Matt's dick off at some point.
that explains a lot.
I feel
Is
like
it a
Elaine
spiral
should have been
of
drunk
time?
when she decided she like literally wanted to be a tightrope walker.
I
I can do that.
It's such a weird thing for her to just want to like it's not related to the alcohol, but just like, you know what I want to do? I'd like to wear the closest fitting shorts that I've ever worn in my life, stand up in front of a bunch of commoners so they can kind of see maybe my ass. And you know what? Maybe depending on kind of how I'm feeling, a little bit of my twat lines here. Let's just kind of get that out there.
That's just the plot of the first Aladdin movie.
Yeah.
Whoa. We've already been over this. They can see her twat.
We're not doing that. A little bit of my twat. John just described this scene where she might want to show a little bit of her twat lines. It actually made me think of the outline that you guys sent us earlier today, where one of the things was just like, hey, if you say anything you don't want us to put on, we'll edit it out. I was like, that's not going to happen with us.
Check.
No.
Hey, so far, I will say that I think only one of our guests, and it was only for something very, very specific, has ever actually asked us to go ahead and edit anything out. So yeah.
Well, we on the other hand have edited many things out.
Yeah, we're not ever going to need to ask you to do that. But at the same time,
I mean, wait till the end. We're going to get real racist.
There's a
It's racket.
fuck the Sean Chan.
I know there's a
All of them. They're the worst. Oh, wait. Were you talking about actual racists? Don't
So you said fuck the Sean Chan, and Matt took that literally.
Don't do that. No. No, Matt, stop it.
there's a
Matt, you can't date the Sean Chan. They're terrible people. You know what? I'm going to date her even harder. Prince of Ravens, bitches.
Oh, shit, that's my wife. Oh, shit, that's my wife.
That's
Oh,
your-
shit, that's my wife.
It's done now. You did it, Daniel.
Yep, I fucked up. That's it.
You're married.
Wait, did she say it
What
3
happens?
times? I didn't hear it. Fuck.
I thought Beetlejuice was going to walk by.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing. Hey, Andrew, can you just edit that in?
Just sitting next to him on the couch, his arms around it.
With a wedding ring.
Just fucking Bloody Mary, just like right here.
It's definitely going to be like the shittiest PNG, like just import an image kind of shit ever.
Cool. Andrew, do you have? Well, I guess you were. Anytime.
I mean, I talk about that, but I mean, another one, like, I don't really think they're fair examples, but, or it's a fair example, but early on when they're in Barrelon, I believe. Isn't it Barrelon where like Rand is on a high because he's channeled recently and just fucking like, I'm going to fuck with the White Cloaks.
Yeah.
And Matt, for the first time, Matt is like, no, you're fucking stupid. Don't do that. And
Which
normally
is
Matt's
funny,
down for
he's
whatever.
Fucking badger on the green like, come on.
It's like releasing a
that
wild
badgers
rabbit animal on a bunch of
are
women in the
different.
common area is fine.
But at the same
Whoa,
time.
whoa! It's not rabid.
That's your alcoholic
You don't know
friend
that.
getting to act like he's the responsible one on your 21st birthday.
Yep.
That's fair. he probably knows the best places to go for your 21st birthday.
Oh yeah.
He's been to every bar.
Please, if
Every
Matt took you
single
somewhere on your 21st birthday, you'd be like, "This is gonna be amazing." You take your blindfold off, and there's just a badger sucking your dick.
That went weird. I was gonna say you take off the blindfold and you're in front of a twisted doorway and he just pushes you down.
Oh god, you thought I left it in a Mon's field, but no. You thought I left it in a Mon's field. It's been in the bottom of my quiver this whole time.
Okay, I'm sorry. The fact that there is someone who's a YouTuber who's called the Badger Reborn.
That's why he had to be reborn. He died after that.
That's a good turn. Oh man, God, Rand really does have like a lot of the best.
He has
ones.
so many. I feel like
He really
Neve
does.
would be just like Rand, but nothing's really springing to mind. But I'm
Rand
sure
is
there's
just
plenty.
the angry drunk.
I mean-
He's the angry drunk. Like for a good chunk of the series, like
Yeah.
he just freaking downs like an entire fifth of Jack and was like, "Huh, that's a nice Natron's Burrow. It looks really nice.
I mean,
I'm gonna turn it into glass."
Neve's a walking
like-
hangover. She's angry at everything.
Like who
Yeah,
are
that's-
you?
she's
Fucking.
such a hangover.
He
The
pulls a
first
Syria on
5
Nature's Burrow.
books, Nynaeve is just fucking. Nynaeve is
Constantly
tequila.
hungover.
Nynaeve is
Yeah.
tequila.
If you took like almost anything that Neve says in the first 5-6 books, and at the end of everything she says, just put "I need a drink," you'd be like, that makes sense.
Yep.
But
she's a
Lan
recovering
is her
alcoholic.
tequila because he's the only one that makes her clothes fall off.
It's between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. She's just
Oh.
pissed off.
White
I
wine.
need a fucking drink.
Tom, she's a white vodka chick, is what she is. Like she's just
Yeah.
constantly a little bit pissed off, staying at home, wondering what her husband's up to, and kind of like when she finds out, she's still not sated. She's also my
Yeah.
wife.
Especially because it's Lon, and he's never doing something wrong.
Never say it that way again.
Yeah, I'm never saying
Just
that.
stop it.
I feel like Tom is a wild turkey guy.
Tom
Stop
is a,
giving those showrunners credit. They haven't been doing this nearly long enough.
Hey, I will give the showrunners credit all the way up until the series is over, and I don't get cast as Moradin. That's what we're doing.
So
Once
what you're
Moradin
saying
gets
Not sure
cast,
is
then
they are
I will just
blindfolded.
throw them
Yeah.
right under the bus.
what you're saying is they're blindfolded, and right now you're the Badger from the Green.
if you guys were in the show, if you guys were in the
Dude,
show,
anytime Rafe wants to come get a badger,
who would you
I'm-
be?
It got weird.
I think is it his boyfriend or husband? I think they might be a little upset.
I thought I was going to say the weirdest thing about a badger, and it turns out not so much.
Nope, you didn't come close, Tom.
Y'all are the enablers. That's what's going on.
I took improv classes. I know that you always answer yes and. Gotta always heighten the stakes. If you're not saying the craziest thing on stage, you're already losing.
Son of a bitch. All right, everybody up your game. Let's go.
You know, Smack posted the GIF, but have you guys have seen like the show Archer, right?
Yes.
never heard of it.
My God,
I will
John,
smite you with the
knows
power I
this
don't have.
whole thing.
Just kidding.
Archer makes me think reminds me of Matt.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
A, drinking. B, fucking. C.
2 on. 2 on.
Yeah,
2
you
on.
can.
2 on. 2.
Honestly,
Oh my God, wouldn't it be amazing if they cut all of their like just like the original Darth Vader, they just cut all of
Yes.
Barney's lines and then just do it with Archer's voice.
H. John Benjamin.
Yes,
oh
oh
my
my
God. Just
And at some point they're like, "Here, hold this can of vegetables," and he's like, "What?"
Wait, all right,
And
really?
then he's talking to himself.
Who should he voice John H. Benjamin in this show?
Matt Coffin. We just
What
H.
if-
John Benjamin.
What if he was loyal or the Dark One?
Oh my God,
Dark One would be funny
loyal.
as fuck.
Dude, oh my God.
It's
if
one of
he
the
was
Forsaken
Luke
shows
Aaron-
up. We're getting destroyed, and Shaitan's just like, phrasing.
They're jamming it right up our Blight, Dark One. Phrasing.
are we still doing crazy?
We've got to open the bore.
Every
Phrasing.
fucking time like Ishmael or somebody goes down to Shea Goal and the spikes are getting low on their heads, and then at the very end they speak to H. John Benjamin, I would just be fucking so happy.
No, oh my god, if he was Shadar Haran,
Yeah.
they're just walking through that area, and he's that basically. And it's just H. John Benjamin being like, "You fucked up. Now you gotta go talk to the Dark One."
Which is me. It's fine.
See, that's why we should be the showrunners. It's Lan, it's Twat, it's him doing that.
Definitely the Dark One needs to be Gilbert Godfrey. You need to have H. John Benjamin lead you to the boar, and then just have him be like, Shamael! Oh, you're not gonna be nameless. Moradin's gonna be nameless.
That's a decent impression. Good job.
How many times do you practice that?
If they tried
give me some of Yago.
If they tried to do the show,
I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from not surprise.
You know, I see a future here.
I'm molting.
You know how Team 4-Star did like the DBZ abridged? We're gonna have to get together and do Wheel of Time abridged parody.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Matt, for the last time, get your dagger out my ass. But red.
Oh man.
if they're editing the show and they're watching, they just realize like this isn't working. We're not pulling it off. What should we do? And they're like, just lean all the way into Covenant.
Let's go to the taintiest corner of the internet and get ideas.
Lean into Aladdin.
Lean into Aladdin. Yes. Just take the hours and hours of unused footage of Robin Williams doing the genie and just find places to just shove it in.
Any of Tom Maryland's bits will just be
any of Tom Maryland's. Hey,
just
what are you doing? Where are you going? I'm not your father. Poof, what do you need? Poof, what do you need? Poof, what do you need?
That'll be good.
Ooh, Camelin, what a stifle. Immense power. Itty bitty living space.
He keeps trying to clear and his diamonds in the rough. It's very strange. It doesn't seem to fit. But we'll
this conversation has gotten very good.
I mean, we're doing better than the last time that we sat down and recorded or watched anything and talked, Joe. Because the last time we said we talk about Wheel of Time, and we mentioned it like 3 times for 10 minutes.
10 minutes of our entire hour.
And we shaved ourselves bald.
That's true.
I do still love how Joe just popped into that and was like, so you guys do know that this is Wheel of Time based, right? Like that's the thing that it's supposed to happen. And we were like,
I don't remember doing
Joe,
that.
you don't own us.
Like
it's 3 in the morning.
You know, it set a standard when we did the Wada Holiday.
Go to sleep, Joe.
Like when we did the Wada Holiday, as soon as we hopped in, like donations started going up because people were trying to force us into shaving something. And they actually succeeded with Josh, though he hasn't done it yet. We might have to at the Gathering Madness in October. We might
he
have
said he
to
was going to shave his legs.
Yeah.
And he
even went out and bought yoga pants for it. Apparently, he's going to show off his well-turned calves. We might have to like strap him down in October and do it for him.
I mean,
are we going to?
Is he like super
bring a badger?
Is he super happy with his leg hair? Like
I don't know. We'll have to get 13 people and call it the shaving instead of the turning.
If you like mail me $4 in a birthday card tomorrow, I'll shave my legs if you really want me to.
See, and that is the difference between you and Josh.
That's the only one. That's the
He has no time whatsoever. That you send him $4 in a birthday card, he'll be like, "Yeah, no, I'll definitely do it." 4 years later,
$4 in a birthday card.
Yeah, I feel like at this point. I feel like at this point, Josh's ADHD saves him from more shit he agrees to than like anything else.
Yeah, he's not.
It's an act.
What are you talking about?
It's an act. He's fooling you guys.
He's actually doing 2 different podcasts.
Bastard.
Right
He is on another podcast right now.
He's reviving his old podcast.
He couldn't do it because he's going to be on the Dusty Wheel in 10 minutes. He had to prepare.
I understood that reference.
Oh God!
Good job,
all right,
Steve.
so I feel like we've had a great discussion for like 6 minutes. And then even better discussions that were off topic for many more minutes than that.
That's pretty much what we do.
I mean, technically, we talked about the topic, so it's not super clickbaity.
We actually got we got some legit moments, and you guys were very knowledgeable about your drunk WOT moments, which was great. I was very I appreciated it.
That's
You
actually
guys either did homework or are just really good at this. Probably the decade.
Homework.
I mean, you got an entire decade of at least faking it till you make it underneath your belt. So,
Wait, Andrew, when do we make it?
I think it was somewhere.
You haven't got your yacht yet?
A year ago, or 2 years ago, when the show was announced. That's when you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
3.
Because that's when interest actually spikes.
What does yacht mean? Because I feel like yacht means something different in whatever the fuck you're saying versus what happened.
Oh no, like you saw the comments like on one of Nameless's videos like a year and a half ago or something like that. It's like you guys should be. Somebody commented on one of his videos like you should be ashamed of yourself, like taking advantage of Robert Jordan's estate, blah blah blah. So the joke started that somehow we all make millions of dollars doing this.
Yeah.
We all have yachts and private planes, and
Could you
Of
imagine?
course, when it comes right down to it, like once the show actually comes out and there is more interest, I can actually see some podcasts making money off of this, but it's not going to be like fucking taking advantage of Robert Jordan money. It's going to be like crumbs off of Robert Jordan's table money.
It won't.
Yeah, I think so.
It won't be us. There will be a social media uprising to cancel us when.
Right.
Listen, I mean, for all the people out there, like Harriet's fine, guys.
Yeah.
Like, she's fine.
In fact,
like when you say
excited.
fine, are you saying like she's super attractive fine, or like she's
Whoa,
just
whoa,
cool with everything?
Whoa.
And be careful with that answer because
We don't sexualize
Yes, and
Annie.
But we've also read Elaine, so.
We've also read Elaine.
But we've also read Abby. And actually, we probably shouldn't answer it because we've also read Elida. So that's for you to decide in the comments where your life is at your risk.
Finger guns.
yeah, I guess somehow.
That's a Daniel special now.
Hey, it's a winning gesture.
I like that move. It's good.
It has been very successful for me.
Have you seen like him on when he was on the Weakest Link?
Who?
Daniel.
No.
Yeah, he was on the Weakest Link and won. If you look in the
Oh, I
live
do
chat,
see
that
it.
is a screenshot from it.
And one.
And that's what he did. Like it said something in like it was the last person that you were playing against, and she was like, "I got you, Daniel," and Daniel just goes.
That's
accurate. It
fucking
happened.
amazing.
How do I find that?
Congratulations.
That one right there.
What's the name of the episode? Whose cereal is all luck and no
cereal is
charms?
all luck and no charm. It
Yeah.
was episode
I'm not gonna remember
10
that.
of
Yeah.
season 1 of the NBC revival of The Weakest Link.
I'm not gonna lie. Even if I looked it up,
Hosted
I'd
by
make it
Jamie
3
Lynch.
minutes in, and I'd be like, "What am I doing?"
That's fine. You're definitely not hurting my feelings. It needed to be explained because all of you looked at us blankly when I said that that's a staple now.
I was
So-
like, what?
Oh well, actually, blank looks. That's my staple.
Well, that's great. That's my secret cap. I'm always.
I'm always blankly looking at this guy.
Actually,
All right.
that line would go. That's my secret cat. And you'd be like, "What?" And you're like,
I don't
"You're
know.
not getting-
See,
you're not getting it."
Most Americans are a little too dense for that. You actually have to explain the joke a little bit further. There'd be like 4 people in the theater who would laugh at it the first time.
Yeah,
And
and then they'd all be like, "Oh, I get it."
You just hear them and their friends talking. I don't get it. Why is it funny?
Avengers is a bad movie. Their jokes were bad. You just didn't get them. You shut your whore mouth.
Shit, why are they horse?
No, it's just if you say that about the Avengers, you have a whore mouth.
Oh,
It
that's
doesn't
true.
mean that your whole body is a whore. It
Just
just
your
means
mouth.
that you have a whore mouth.
I mean, that's still pretty critical. Like a badger.
I mean, it is a horror.
Like a
It is a horror.
No teeth, no teeth.
Did you detooth this badger? We don't talk about it.
Why do you think he was so angry?
That's a prison badger.
I'm in the midst of queuing up this episode. As soon as we hang up, I'm going to watch The Weakest Link now.
Oh, snap. All right. So, any final thoughts about drunken,
Drunken.
the overconsumption or adequate consumption of alcohol
Did we
all
have-
the time?
Did we have initial thoughts?
I don't know.
I feel like I don't know.
We said some
We should
stuff
have
and some
final
things.
thoughts. There was a middle, so there should technically be an ending.
Final thoughts.
And I don't mean the last people that you scroll by on TikTok.
Joe, you go first.
What? I was about to drink. God damn it.
Tom, you go last.
Huh.
And I'll just copy what
Calling
you
a
guys
shot.
say.
I'll just copy what you say.
What's your final thought on drunken what characters?
My final thought is I think Tom was right. Maryland did it best.
Boom.
Oh,
Done.
wait, I won't go last. I'll go now.
Survive your
Joe took
nephew.
mine.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
As long as you don't go first, you can always say the other person took yours and then pass it on
course.
to the next person.
It's kind of fucked up. Tom did it best, losing his nephew to the Aes Sedai and then unintentionally getting his
No, but
girlfriend
just getting
killed.
drunk, like losing
Oh,
his
yeah,
girlfriend
yeah.
and then getting drunk forever.
That's fair. To be fair, if a
why
king
you ever
murdered
stopped?
my girlfriend, I'd probably get drunk for quite a while as well.
I'd be pretty upset.
I wouldn't be that upset. I mean, you can buy new.
All right, Matt Birgit did it best. God damn it.
I mean, Tom already likes to buy new. He always goes drunk.
Based
God
on
damn it, I'm
our
trying to drink.
conversations and your conversations,
saves him
I
the
would
trouble of
say
breaking up
Matt
with
Birgit would be a really good podcast.
Dude. And they could call it Renegades. And maybe they could get Obama and Bruce Springsteen on too.
Obama and Bruce Springsteen would be clawing at them to get on that show.
Oh, accurate.
Yes.
Now, Matt,
The classic Bruce
you
Springsteen.
say you're not a bloody lord. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm not a lord.
But you have so much lace. Really decries the claim you're making. All right. I will definitely say I think the girls all getting drunk when Elaine and Rand getting it on, hands down my favorite drunk moment from the series.
I feel like we should talk about that one more because you're not wrong. That's a fantastic.
Right?
Yeah, Min starts chugging the only thing she hasn't had in a while, alcohol.
Fuck. Oh.
No, she's had plenty of that here recently.
No, that's the one that she actually gets regularly.
Yeah.
She comforts Rand a lot.
Huh,
Rand needs
you
a
said
lot of
come.
comforting.
And
Yeah.
fart.
So she drinks a lot of mother's milk in a cup.
We found
Yeah, there it is.
Wrong bore, Rand. Don't drill that one.
She's got some Santorum happening.
Yeah, that's what has come. That's a good call.
Look, Rand, I can blow a bubble.
Oh god. Oh god.
That was white when it went in. Huh.
So disrespectful.
So Daniel, what else did you have?
Nothing anymore. I was gonna say more stuff, but it all gets turned into sexual jokes, which are great, but also like no, I honestly
And that's all we have.
I think that scene is super fun. And especially again, the discovery of Usquai, because like Min isn't super familiar with it, and Brigitta's not super familiar with it, and Avienda just brings it up as this like, are we having a problem? Why not Usquai? And it's great because both of the others are like, what's it like? And she's like, well, it's alcohol that's really strong. And both of them look at each other and just go, yep.
I think we just figured out IL culture, why they're always so happy and always fighting and so good at it. It's because they're always super dehydrated and they're always drunk.
Yeah.
Why they're always looking for water. Like, there's actually plenty of water, but they keep fucking drinking all of it because they're hammered as shit.
That's why he made them gingers, because it's like the Irish in a desert.
O'Hara.
Mate.
Yeah, this is not a good look.
I'm looking forward to Ruark coming in and just being like, "Hey, we're gonna fuck up these Carianians."
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's me wee friend, the bastard.
I hope all the
it's me wee bastard friend,
That would make me
Rand.
so fucking happy. God damn it, it'd be amazing.
So I forget what it was. A Joe gave me the tape version of book 1 and 2.
Oh God, yeah.
And I forget who.
It was before Michael Kramer and Kate Redding.
It was before them. Oh, Mark Ralston. And I actually
Yes.
No.
Yeah, super old, like audio cassette.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't even know this existed. I need to find this now.
So the Mark Ralston version, Tom Maryland is Irish. Like it's just like, oh laddie, like it's just over the top. And like it's like, you know, like Rand looked up and saw a bird. Oh laddie, it's just like what the like
You can literally say nothing but all laddie.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I would just like the, oh here, take my harp and flute and run. I'm gonna go fuck up this merger all by myself. You take as much time. You get as far out of Whitebridge as you possibly can.
You just seem like saying that, like, oh, take me harp and flute and just run and save yourselves. And they do it and start running. I was fucking joking. Help me.
You wee bastards.
so
Last time I saw you, I didn't have this limp, you fuck.
lesser known wheel of knowledge. Thanks, Joe. But as far as like when it comes to like drinking for this ship, I do again. Uskoy makes it's just kind of delightful. There's so many funny things, but it's bizarre to a certain extent how little drinking really plays into it, considering how much of these characters, just out of necessity, probably should be hammered to let go of some troubles. And Matt really is the only one who drinks, really, right? Like he's the only one who really, like, you see drunk, you see. Like,
You solve the communication problem because whenever you're drunk, you never shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So if they drank more, they would talk more. But on the downside, we'd only have like 2.5 books.
Dude, all we need is just Rand and Gawain to get together in a common room and have 6 drinks, and Gawain wouldn't be a
Wait, in Elaine's pussy?
No,
It's a common
no,
room.
not that common
Is
room.
is that the new tavern they've got, Elaine's Bath, and they
Not
sell
the
like
common
bath
room
water
of
like
the
Belle
Queen's
Delphine?
Blessing.
Yes.
A different common
Take a sip of the royal bath water. You can really taste the queen.
Are you from the Waste? You have a thick accent.
room.
The waste is the backyard.
Don't ask questions. Just
Her
drink.
asshole?
No, what are you doing?
He said it.
It's so accurate, but it hurts me every time.
You've seen the skit with like the bartender that like
All the
serves
plumbing
apples.
from all the Westlands goes right over the mountains.
So you're saying Avienda goes home, gets a drink of water, and is like, "Why do I taste my near sister?"
Swirls it a little bit.
And Rand.
And why do I like it?
Oh my god, I was literally about to make that joke. Elaine goes down on Avienda and she's like, Avienda, why does your pussy taste like Rand's dick?
Jesus Christ.
And
Why does the mailman's dick taste like a pussy? I'm so sorry. We need to be done.
you don't even apologize at all. I think David.
It's a good thing we waited until the end for this, or we would never make it on YouTube. It would have.
I'm really glad this is happening.
This went incredibly well.
I don't care.
I agree. So no more final thoughts. We're done with final.
Yeah, we're done.
Final thoughts lead to more.
We're done with final thoughts, but your final thoughts.
Alcohol.
The after party is over, but the after party
After
starts in
party.
10 minutes.
Oh.
Just we give the same disclaimer that Ryan Reynolds gave for Deadpool. For all the kids in the audience, How the fuck are you here? This isn't a fucking kids movie. Your parents are fucking idiots. Oh god. Oh man, this has been fantastic. I'm gonna say it here, but anybody listening, you would have heard it / seen it earlier. The plugs for Great Blight. Go and check that out. GreatBlight.com and New Creations by Jen, which is newcreationsbyjen.com, where you can get that super sexy Two Rivers sniper merch in shot glass form. Hold on, I've got one actually.
Yes. Yeah. Two Rivers shot.
Perfectly sized for Uzquai.
Indeed.
That is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It's pretty
New
fun.
Creations by Jen. There's a quick link to the overall page at blacktowerpod.com. Again,
Also, when you go,
it's almost
over
like
to
any link you could
greatblight.com,
possibly want from us is on our website.
That's
pretty
weird.
much.
It's
Also,
weirdly
when you go
convenient.
over to the
We're doing it wrong.
greatblight.com, make sure that you go ahead and look in the podcast section and go ahead and give these guys some love. All the guys over at tWoTcast. I mean, tWoTcast.
Swear to God. I swear to God, Daniel.
It's gonna be like a day later. I'm just gonna get a message from Tom, be like, "Yeah, so that was really fun, but Daniel is barred from being a twat.
God damn it.
He's barred from being a twat because he is a twat."
Twats.
I've always wanted to be a twat. But yeah, so thank you guys so much.
Good night,
You
Tom.
three have been super fun. Definitely go check them out. Speaking of where they can check you out, it's not just thegreatblight.com. Where can they find tWoTcast?
Just tWoTcast.com. It's the easiest way.
Yeah?
You can find everything there.
I mean,
Beautiful.
you know how to find a podcast. It's just called tWoTcast.
How do you spell that?
The way it's spelled in the description and title.
I know.
Like a-
it was-
like a
it was
pussy.
joke. But no, again, guys, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for
I've
having us,
had
Daniel.
too much
Just replace the A with a wee little O asshole.
The wee little.
fun. Wee little one.
Wheel.
Make sure it's nice and tight.
It's too bad Josh wasn't here, but I'm glad my favorite member of the Black Tower podcast was here, and that made me happy.
Wow.
Is that yourself?
Wow.
I mean,
both of
the
us
joke
are
is
now
that I
sitting
never
here
say which
thinking-
one it is, Daniel.
Exactly. That was.
Oh no,
Well-
Daniel's feet just cut out. What happened?
But yes, thank you again, listeners, for being here. Thank you, tWoTcast, for being here. Thank you, everybody who joined us for the live. Thank you if you're here on YouTube. Thank you if you're here on listening to us on Podbean or anywhere where you get podcasts.
You're welcome.
We have enjoyed ourselves immensely, and we hope that you have as well. So signing off to our illustrious guests. Want to go first? Saying goodnight to the folks.
This is Jono saying goodnight. Also, Podbean sounds like a weird clitoris.
It is.
That's how we should sell it.
Joe,
Go
good
and,
night.
that's how we should sell it. Go and listen to us by flicking the bean.
You
Yeah, I'm-
filthy animal.
I'm Tom. Podbean sounds like an interesting clitoris. Study him out.
There we
That's
go.
good.
And I have, of course, been Andrew. Yeah, thanks, guys, for being here. And, of course, thank you to tWoTcast for being here. You guys are fantastic, lovely, and always welcome back, scheduling permitting, for both of us, because y'all have had a busy couple of weeks. And I'm gonna pawn that off on you guys. You have been busy. We definitely haven't. Not at all.
Not us at all.
I just got reminded that we're still busy this coming week. Yeah, Daniel, I need to remind you of something. But anyway,
Indeed. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you, everybody. We hope to see you guys again, both listeners and tWoTcast. Keep it up. You guys are awesome. And from all of us here at the Black Tower, I have been Daniel. And in case we don't see you again later on, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
and fuck off.
And
Yeah,
fuck
shit.
off, you wee bastard.